ラブリッチェ。ねえねえレイナ。見てこれ、昨日レイナに貸してもらったのとお揃いのを買ってもらったの。リップクリーム。
Sylvie had brought an identical copy of the lip balm I'd returned to Reina yesterday.
女子には必需品だからね。大事にしんさい。
唇の手入れ、いつもはメイクの女中に任せていますが、女中をつけられない口内用の携帯具が必要になるとは盲点でした。ご忠告感謝します、キサキ殿。い
えいえ。
Lip balm, huh? I guess it was December already, a season where it wasn't essential.
オールは持ってる？
I don't have lip balm. I use this. I took a small bottle out of my pocket.
これは
ワセリン？
Yeah, it's extremely effective for fending off abrasions, frostbite, and a bunch of other stuff that's common in this dry season.
これリップ用じゃないじゃん。
スポーツ用の痛み止めのやつですね。ミントの成分が入っていてスッとする。
To be blunt, this is what makes up about 90% of lip balm. Petroleum jelly is far more useful if you were ever worried about anything other than rough lips. This is what I've used ever since I was little. I can't change it now.
そうそういうこだわりってあるわよね。ワセリンってお湯で溶かすと一人遊びする時のローション代わりになるんだっけ？
I don't do that much.
一人遊び？
遊び？
ごめん、二人の前でフルネタじゃなかった。よくわからないけれど。ねえあら、ワセリンを否定したいわけじゃないけれど、こっちも試してみてほしいわ。
Sylvie popped the cap off the lip balm and showed it to me. Ah, the peach scented kind.
そうなの、香りだけじゃないのよ、ちょっと甘くて。昨日レイナに聞いてすぐ気に入ってすぐ取り寄せたわ。とっても素敵なの。
With that, she coated her lips with the balm.
ペロペロ。
You shouldn't lick that, should you?
美味しそうなんだもの。
姫様、舐めてしまうと落ちてしまいますし、むしろ唇の荒れの原因になります。
分かってはいるんだけど、
She recoated them one more time.
ペロペロ。
姫様。
止まらない。
This girl was the perfect candidate for tasteless petroleum jelly.
本当に止まらないのよ。ほら、エルもつけてみて。
え？は
ーい、ぬりぬり。
El-san puts some on as well. With the two of them standing side by side, Sylvie's lips were pink and cute, while El-san's were a dark red. You sure about that? They don't look dark red. The additional glossiness from the lip balm only made El-san look sexier.
何か？
No. She had charmed me.
でも確かに美味しそうな香りですね。味もほんのり甘い。舐めてしまう気持ちわかるかも。
She obviously didn't give them a full-blown lick, but she did pucker her thick, soft-looking lips. Oddly sensual for sure.
美味しいでしょ？
気持ちはわかりました。が、舐めるのはやはり。
分かってはいるのだけど。オーラもう一つどうぞ。
Huh?
ぬりぬり。
お？
She spread the lip balm on without mercy. Sylvia-san putting a princess's lip balm on another person's lips? That's a little dicey in my opinion. Heck, given the order this happened in, it was like Elsan and I shared an indirect kiss. Yeah, it smells nice. I let it pass. Right, Elsan? The smell, right?
そうですね。
Elsan's cheeks were a little pink, but we shared a quick look and suddenly agreed to drop the subject entirely.
二人とも気に入ってくれてよかった。私ももう一回ぬりぬり。
姫様、いい加減にしましょう。
It was no surprise that Elsan intervened when Sylvie brought the tube, which had just left my lips, back toward her own mouth again. When? What's up, Reina? Reina had noticed we had suddenly stopped what we were doing. And she was staring intently at my jar of petroleum jelly. What? Got a problem with it? I don't use it during private time much.
いや、なんかこれ汚いね。
I told you I don't use it for that much.
そういう意味じゃなくて。
She rubbed the jaw. It did seem gritty and made a bunch of scratchy noises. I honestly had treated it pretty roughly. I had thrown it against the ground, and it was covered in a huge amount of scratches and the like. She stared thoughtfully at the unusually textured jaw. Give it back.
いや、
She returned the jaw. It wasn't really like I was bothered since she'd noticed. But it wasn't the sort of thing I had to outright inform her of either.
オーロくん
Da! That surprised me.
おーい市松てめえ俺らをはめたのか
Oh, is it about the bathhouse?
ひどいですよ
What the heck? The guys were upset with me.
幼女だよいないじゃないですか裸の幼女オーロくんのおっしゃる通りにすれば裸の幼女が見られると信じていましたのにいないじゃないか
詳しくお聞きできますか？
No need to ask, it's all a misunderstanding. I'll smack these guys around and shut them up right now. But I had somewhere the scary person wouldn't see. So you're telling me you went to the bathhouse yesterday, but didn't run into any girls?
はい小学生は愚か幼稚園児レベルでさえもう見るとか言わないからせめて女の子の使ったお湯に浸かれるだけでいいと思ってたのになかったです
Yeah, that was too bad, but just like I told you at the start, customers like that only come around 1 in 3 times at best.
いえもう女の子だけならいいんです女の子の裸が見られないくらい俺たちだって子供じゃないんだ分かってはいたさ子供の裸見たところで多分そんなに満足感はないって行く前がマックスだとは思っていました
I see. It's a relief to hear you were going to stop before actually committing a crime.
でもひどいですよ錦の湯ってあそこ逆走がとんでもねえじゃん
Ah, you ran into the scary older man? Oh yeah, I guess I hadn't mentioned the possibility of them running into some scary tattooed man due their lax body art policy. But...
怖いおじさん何ですか違うよ野球部だよあの銭湯浜南のすぐ近くだからそこの野球部がガンガン来るそうじゃん特に今の時期最初のうちは近所のおじいさんが数人という客層だったのが6時を過ぎたあたりで急に30人近い筋肉質の男たちが大挙してやってきて怖かったよ
Ah. These 3 sheltered, frail guys shared a bath with 30 beefy men from the baseball club. I bet they were terrified. They didn't pick a fight with you or anything, right?
それはまあでも怖かった泣いちゃうかと思った
I mean, try to hold that back at least a little.
浜南
Reina jumped into the conversation.
ああ、昨日こいつにいいところだって勧められた銭湯行ったら鉢合わせてビビった。
He explained while casually leaving out the part about wanting to see naked girls.
ふーん。まあ隣町なら近いもんね、浜南学園。でもなんで野球部ってわかったの？
そりゃわかりますよ。
有名人がいましたから。島棟梁。
島？
It didn't seem to have clicked with Reina, but...
あんたら島くんに会ったの？あの島くんですか？アストで？てか銭湯ってことはお互い裸？島くん裸だった。
The brigade of girls were hooked. Some impressive branding for sure.
島棟梁。どっかで聞いたことある。
将来1億円プレイヤー確実と言われている野球界期待の星ですよ。
投げれば160キロ、打てば1大会で6ホーマー。ちなみに参考記録ですが、走る時の速さはプロ野球界ですら屈指の実力だそうです。
1億どころか去年1年生の時点でアメリカの球団がいくつも視察に来てたんだって。アメリカの野球ってすごいんだっけ？
In terms of raw ability, an all-star lineup of Japanese pro baseball players would just barely beat a second-string American team.
うわぁ、ねえねえ島くんって実物もイケメンなの？写真とかだと超絶かっこいいよね。野球部って大体ブサイクなのにあの顔はすごいよ。
Girls could say some pretty crass stuff without batting an eye.
また有名な方とご一緒したのですね。あら？でも確か今年の島くんはだいぶ調子を落としてらっしゃるのではなかったかしら。
ああ、と言われていますね。正確には浜南学園全体が今年は随分と調子を落としているそうです。去年の春夏と今年の春まで県内じゃ無双、全国でもすごかったらしいのに、この前の夏は第一試合で負けたんだっけ？はい、勝負は時の運とはいえ残念です。
みんな野球詳しいね。野球はどうでもいい。でも男には詳しくいたい。なるほど。イケメンで将来1億円なんてなかなかないよ。ほら見てこれ、超イケメン。
She showed us a picture on her smartphone. It was a picture from a championship victory in a middle school tournament and featured Shima Torio hugging his catcher.
顔はいいね。でもでかすぎない？身長198だっけな。確かにちょいでかすぎだけど、これくらいは許容範囲っしょ。将来1億円だよ。狙えるなら狙いたくない？いいね、年収1億の旦那か。その瞬間セレブだね。
I like your style, showcasing the unsightly side of women like that. All of the ladies were hooked and ultimately ended up talking about the baseball club afterwards, so it was like the bathhouse discussion never happened.
みんな何の話をしているのかしら。野球？
のようです。
疎外感ね。野球の話はよくわからないわ。
私もせめてルールくらいわかればとは思うのですが。
あれは有名人にキャーキャー言ってるだけだからルールが分かっても入っていけないわ。あら、綾香。まったく下品ね。ノーブル学園の人間ともあろうものが年俸がどうのだなんて。
気持ちがわからないではないですが、多少下世話なくらいが話も盛り上がりやすいのでは？
それが下品だというのよ。綾香は私たち王室の人間よりお上品よね。
潔癖と言うべきかと、それもやや問題のあるレベルで。
庶民が来てからというもの、教室中が下品だわ。 リップクリーム？
Yeah, do you use it? On the way back, I stopped to see Aria for the first time in a while and brought up this morning's conversation.
特には。乾燥したらメンタムくらい？
That's wild.
そもそもタバコ吸ってるとあんま乾かないぞ、唇。
That's not the best hygiene, I suppose. Things had turned kind of awkward the last time I came here. But it seemed like she'd forgotten about what happened back then. And the mood was the same as it ever was. Ria blew the smoke from her cigarette into the wind.
寒くなってきたな。
It's been pretty cold during the day too. The temperature had dropped like a rock since quite a while ago. Slowly but surely, the wind had transformed into the wintry sort. You planning to stick it out here through winter too?
さあ、気が向いたら来るけど、寒かったらやめる。
Huh. These little get-togethers might fade away entirely then. I might stop coming, as would Ria. Would that affect our relationship too? That thought made me feel a little lonely.
と、
As always, Ria climbed up to the top of the water tower. I joined her. The two of us quietly waited for the sun to set. For a golden time.
お前さ、
Yeah?
なんか今日テンション低いけど、
Do I?
リップクリームに何かトラウマでもあんの？
Nope. In fact, I made a pretty nice memory out of it today. An indirect kiss with Elsan and Sylvie. Dehehe.
じゃあなんでテンション低いの？
You really think I am?
ま、言いたくないなら聞かないけど。
I see. Ria was so level-headed, and she wasn't the type to intervene unless she had to. And so, while she didn't get involved, she was always watching me. Thanks.
何が？
For worrying about me.
心配程度で何がありがとなんだよ。気持ち悪いな。
Don't call it gross. That hurt.
心配とかじゃなく、ちょっと気になっただけだよ。普通のことだろ。そばにいれば誰だって。
Yeah. Yeah, that is normal, especially if it's a friend. Ria smacked her lips as if to suggest it were merely a slip of the tongue. Friends. The words simply slipped, and yet I was happy. The sun finally set. Hop! I got down from the water tank. It was pretty cold. Better hurry home.
しょっと。
Aria was trying to make her way down, and I cleared some space for her. Need a hand?
は？
We are friends. Isn't that the least I could do? I tried saying in a joking manner. Ria, however, looked positively pissed.
うるせえなバカ。邪魔だからどいて。
Her foot slipped. Watch out!
ビビった。
Watch out! You freaked me out. Since the water tank's ladder was only a couple of years old, its smooth, rusty texture made it a tad slippery. She had nearly fallen and I somehow caught her, which meant we'd avoided any major incident or injury. I caught her in my arms.
話せよ。
Sure, just be careful next time.
はいはい。たく、誰のせいで滑ったと。
Ria complained as she left my grasp. Ria was quite small and didn't weigh much, and as that thought crossed my mind... Thump. Huh?
あれ。
For some reason, Ria sat down in place. She was looking at her own left knee.
やばい。 じわじわきた。じわじわ痛くなってきた。
You hit it?
いててて。
Now that she mentioned it, I thought I'd heard some sort of low-pitched wham when she slipped. Looked like she'd hit her knee and was having trouble standing upright. Oh man.
おい、持ち方。
How should I hold you then?
肩だけ貸せばいいんだよ。抱っこはおかしいだろ。恥ずかしい。
Given our height difference, I'd basically end up dragging you along behind me.
でもそうだ、おぶってくれればいいから。
The person on the receiving end of a piggyback ride has to straddle quite a bit, so it's actually pretty risky with an injured knee.
だからってこれお姫様抱っこって言うんじゃ。
You're light, so it's fine.
やってることが重いんだよ、俺的に。
Aria was acting kind of shy about it. This was a pain, so better hurry up and carry her to the outside. I wanted to avoid being seen as well, so we headed out and were mindful of any prying eyes. Should I take you to a doctor?
どうやって？
I'd carry you like this.
部屋までにしてください。病院行くにしても自分で救急車呼ぶから。
She sounded on the verge of tears.
もういいや、諦めたから走れ。さっさと寮まで向かってくれ。できれば裏道で。
I've slacked on exercise lately, so it'd be rough to run while holding someone.
男らしさ見せんなら中途半端すんな、こら。
She was expressing her anger in an unusually fussy way, probably the flip side to her embarrassment. But when she yelled that loudly...
何やってんの、オーロ。
Oh,
の
someone else who'd stayed late showed up.
クラスで幼女の裸が見られるスポットを教えてた男が今度は幼女を誘拐している。
Stop!
誰が幼女だ。
Right, she's legal. Legal, I tell you.
まあ分かってるけど。何やってんの？その子リアちゃんだよね。
The delinquent student who got suspended for smoking, Soma Aria, was relatively famous to some.
寮で部屋が隣なのは知ってたけど、いつの間にかこういう感じ？
Ah, don't get the wrong idea. We are friends, but we are not doing this for fun. Her leg's injured.
そうだよ。思いやり的なあれだよ。文句あんのかてめえ。うんうん。友達だから足を痛めてるのを放っておけずにか。なるほど理解した。でもお姫様抱っこするかよ。
Circumstances called for it.
このタイミングで人生初めて思うとは思わなかった。死にたい。
Aria was heartbroken. Oh well, I knew Reina wouldn't thoughtlessly spread rumors. We headed to the dorm together. I stealthily lugged her to the dormitory.
怪我どのくらいか見るよ。おいでおいで。いらないって。いいからいいから。お姉さんに任せなさい。あ、オーロはアウトね。ちょっと卑猥な診察するから。何する気だ？
I'll leave it to you then. Aria, call me if she does anything weird. I can say I'll come help, but I'd love to listen.
何する気だー！
The two women disappeared into Aria's dorm room. I retreated to my own room and changed clothes.
どこ触ってんだこら！触らなきゃ診察できないでしょ。ほうほう、お客さん、いいお尻してますな。なんでケツから言ってんだ。膝だよ、膝痛いのは。膝。これは強く打ってるね。もうちょっとしっかり見ないと。いやー！なんで脱がす！なんだかお隣が騒がしいですわね。
You know, I think love between women is a very beautiful thing.
は？
It is fleeting though. Once you give it a name, it becomes this sort of lukewarm lesbian affair you could find both anywhere and nowhere.
Huh?
A girl who gets carried away easily and a genuine misanthrope. I think that when two beautiful ladies like that flirt in a completely humdrum situation, it's as close to a completely innocent female romance as it gets. I'd like to treasure moments like those.
よくわかりませんけど、今日は日曜の牧師みたいにすがすがしい顔をなさってますわね。よろしくてよゲロ。その爽やかな気持ちをお大事になさって。
After I spent a short while enjoying the voices I could hear from next door.
何してるの?
Ah! An extraordinarily enraged shout came from the next room over. A short while later.
ただいま。
Welcome back. How did it go?
ああ、せっかくリアちゃんと仲良くなれそうで、かつあの難攻不落の不良ちゃんが好きだらけだから、ケツの一つも揉んどこうと思ったのに。ケツを揉んだ時点で仲良くはなれませんでしょうけど、追い出されちゃった。
Who threw you out? I looked outside and...
救急車を呼んだわ。ほら早く。大事にしすぎだバカ。あなた一人の体じゃないのよ。
I spotted Jogasaki just as she was carrying Aria out with her. That voice earlier was hers. And for that matter... Look. She glared at me. Looked like she figured out I was involved. I wasn't sure what she thought happened, but... This had certainly lit a fire under Jogasaki, who had largely simmered down.